All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Short notice on this press conference. I know there's been a lot of uncertainty around the team, and I wanted to try to get on here as quickly as possible and give some updates, reassure everybody, kind of bring them up to speed on where we are with the future of the Armada. And so when I made the decision to buy the Armada, I fully understood the risks. You know, I knew that the team was losing money. I knew that the stadium situation was uncertain. I knew that we were in a league that was fighting to keep its Division II status. I knew that the USL was actively trying to put a team in Jacksonville. And so knowing all these things could go wrong, knowing we could lose our Division II status, knowing I could end up playing against a rival Division II team with the USL putting a team in town owned by a different group, in light of all that, I decided to move forward because I was committed to this team, I was committed to the brand, and I was committed to the potential. And so as we sit here today, my commitment has not changed. And I'm going to ask all of you to stay committed to me and stay committed to this team as we go through this time of uncertainty. You know, we came in and we raised attendance significantly. We moved the games to better broadcast networks. We did all these wonderful things to try to make this a more enjoyable sport, to try to make this team more financially stable, to make sure the future of the Armada was sound. And again, I stay committed to that. So as we look forward, the NASL, the landscape of today, the NASL's litigation is ongoing. I know for a lot of the owners in the NASL that Division II is the only option. For me personally, I don't feel that way. I'm committed to this team. I'm committed to our fans. I'm committed to this city above the league or above the divisional sanctioning that we're given by the U.S. Soccer Board. And so as we look forward, there's a lot of great opportunities out there for the Armada. You've got Peter Wilt's NISA project, which is starting to get legs. He made an amazing announcement recently about fan ownership, which I think is a really cool concept. I also think it was really smart on Peter's part to delay applying for divisional sanctioning until after the upcoming soccer election. We're looking at a change in the United States Soccer Federation. For the first time in however many years, we don't have an unchallenged candidate for president. I think there's 4 or 5 candidates. So no matter what, there is going to be a change. We're talking to multiple leagues. Unfortunately, none of those leagues are Division II. So as it stands right now, unless the NASL wins their injunction, the Armada will not be playing in a Division II league next year. We are going to start playing sooner. We're talking to other leagues that will start sooner than when the NASL plans to start in the fall. If the NASL is able to win the injunction and the owners are all willing to come back together and put teams on the field, we'll be a part of that. We're also moving forward with our plans to build a soccer-specific stadium. Again, for me, that was never division-dependent. That was never league-dependent. That was about my commitment to this team and this city. And then also, I've met some amazing team owners and know some amazing team owners out there in lower levels of soccer, in the lower division soccer, who all want to make a change. They all want to see things change. Because we have no promotion or relegation in this country through sporting merit, something has to change. There has to be a way for a successful local club to make a step up to playing a longer season and getting into a bigger league. And we want to be a part of that. I think the Armada can be a flagship team in any league they choose in helping shape the future of soccer and helping make things better and make things different. So as you sit here today, the points I want you to take away, we will play soccer in 2018. I haven't decided which league yet. We're having multiple conversations. If the NASL is able to win the injunction and bring things back together, we will be a part of that, in which case we would remain Division II. Otherwise, we'll be in a lower division, whether it's Division III or one of the lower divisions sanctioned by USASA. We will play soccer. We will put the same quality of product on the field. We will play at Hodges Stadium. We will put entertainment. We will do all the things, all the changes I made this year, broadcasting games, all of that will be the same. The only change will be the teams we play against because the league just doesn't exist in the same format that it did before. So that's my commitment to all of you. That's my commitment to Jacksonville. We will move forward. At this time, I want to bring Nathan Walter on to say a few words as well.
Firstly, I want to say, Mr. Palmer, I appreciate your loyalty and trust in me leading this club forward. Leading a spearhead of innovation forward. I think we've seen over the last 8 months the implementation and the commitment that you've given to Jacksonville. I'm very excited about the talks that we've had, spearheading a movement in US soccer. It's been an honour to have Robert next to us. Our head coach, Mark Lowry, is committed. Our staff is committed. And we're ready for the future of Jacksonville.
All right, so the question is if there are fans who don't want to support the team if it's not in a Division II league. I don't think those are our fans. The fans that I've met, the general consensus among fans in Jacksonville is one of team over league, one of team over division. And I believe that. I believe those fans. I'm sure there will be some people out there who want to look at us as something lesser because we have a different arbitrary divisional tag. One thing I've learned pretty quickly is that the divisional tags don't seem to mean what they should mean. And I think we've shown that with the right marketing and the right product out there, they will come out. So when the Armada was clearly and unquestionably Division II earlier in the year, we were drawing less than 1,000 fans. At the end of the season, after our Division II sanctioning had been taken away by U.S. Soccer and we found ourselves in this situation, we drew over 7,500 fans. And I think that's a clear indication that we can be successful in Jacksonville regardless of the divisional tag. There's a lot of things that insulated the Armada from the issues that the other team owners faced when it came to losing the Division II sanctioning, and that allows me to remain committed to the club and to building for the future. And look, my goal is to fight our way back up. My goal is to find a way to get back into Division II. And of course, it's not going to be based on sporting merit because we don't currently have a system of promotion and relegation in this country, but I think it can be based on club success. And I think we can unite other like-minded clubs and we can put something together that's special and that has the same type of atmosphere and the same type of high-quality teams traveling around to play each other to put on a great quality product for soccer and for our fans. Right before this whole thing blew up, I made a commitment to invest $10 million in lower division soccer. That uncertainty around not knowing what league we would play in, not knowing what financial resources I would have to commit to possibly trying to help the NASL navigate these rough waters, I'll put that on hold. Now we find ourselves back in a position of stability, back in a position of clarity, and so we'll be revisiting those investments. And I think now the investment takes on a different purpose from my standpoint, because now it is about uniting those like-minded teams, uniting the other teams who want to see a change, who want to see independent clubs, but independent, financially viable clubs that are ingrained in their communities. And that they want to play a longer season, they want to travel and play other similar quality teams, and that's what my vision is for U.S. Soccer. And I know not everyone's going to agree with that. A lot of people are going to be very hung up on the divisional status, and those aren't our fans. Our fans are those that love and believe in this team and are going to be with this team through thick and thin. When your team gets relegated in other countries, you don't leave them, you stick with them, and I believe that's what our fans will do here in Jacksonville. Yeah, we've got to play. One of the interesting things when I first met with all the other owners of NASL, it was one thing I said. I said, guys, I don't understand the rest of this landscape. I don't understand U.S. soccer. I don't understand the politics. I just want to know that I have 7 other guys that are going to show up with their teams and play soccer so that I can keep this team on the field, because that's what the fans want, that's what the city of Jacksonville wants, that's what the staff wants, that's what our supporters groups want, and that's been my commitment from day one. And I think maybe not being a part of the traditional soccer infrastructure and being an outsider lets me look at it from a different angle, and the most important thing is that the Armada play.